They always said dogs could smell fear, but what they never tell you is some girls learn to bite back. Isn't that right, love? Oh, don't pout. You always liked it when I had a little bark. Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm Kismet Nex, and this is Dominatrix Bedtime Stories. Tonight's episode is taken from Incubate, a feminine horror anthology pulsing with strange little truths. Just a taste tonight. Something warm. Something with teeth. The Dogs by Maureen O'Leary. Where you belong, Victor said as he followed me into the main house. I smelled other women there, but human women only. The ones the boys brought over, sometimes to party. Victor didn't change. Another girl, and neither did anyone else. I wasn't replaced. I pulled pine needles from my hair. My lips felt swollen. Victor turned away, his broad back saying everything about his change of mood. The guys are going to be hungry, he said. My cheeks burned with shame. My welcome was over, and I was left in the filthy kitchen, wondering what to make for dinner, just like I never left. Victor was a hard man, and even though it was me who turned him the same as my mother turned my father, and her mother before her turned my grandfather, I wasn't the only one in charge. The women in my family turned our men and then couldn't escape them even when we tried. I put on some of Maximo's clothes because he was the skinniest and the shortest. After cleansing the kitchen, I found some chicken pieces in the freezer. They were probably taking turns cooking. God help them. I threw a pot of water on the stove to boil and hoped again that Bloom left Cynthia alone as I threw together a meal that would please the pack of dogs I was responsible for making. I made Victor, who was 18, by biting him under the moonlight in the same clearing where my mother made my father. Then I broke the rules and bit Boomer too, then Maximo and the rest. What can I say? I wanted a big family. Victor called us the Dogs and opened the repair shop as a front of running drugs through the gap. It could be said that I abandoned my family when I left Victor the year before, thinking I could just choose to be free. Boom returned when I was stirring the mac and cheese. Hi, Mama, he said, sticking his finger in the pot for taste. He smelled of Cynthia's perfume, and I scratched his scalp behind his ears the way he liked, so he wouldn't see the worry on my face. The house was a mess. It would take me weeks to get it back to the way it was when I left, and spent my days cleaning and cooking and growing my vegetables in the yard. Already I deeply missed being free of every single one of them. Boom cocked his head to the side. You okay? he asked. I'm just glad to be home, I said. A lump grew in my throat, but I didn't dare ask about Cynthia. I was afraid to know. Later the boys came through bringing in the groceries and beer, while I fried chicken for the noon meal. The macaroni and cheese bubbled sweetly on the stove. I made enough for everybody and for leftovers beside. Nobody was paying attention to me, so I slipped out to the garage where Cynthia's car was. The bumper crunched into a crooked smile. In the trunk I found the farmer samples covered in warning stickers. Do not mix with alcohol. Do not exceed prescribed dosage. I ground the pills into dust with a pestle. I kept in the kitchen for making salsa. My hips were still warm from my reunion with Victor the night before. My eyes burned with tears I couldn't let fall. I hated what I was about to do, but I couldn't stay. I already tried leaving without hurting anyone, and it didn't take. So what choice did I have? I crushed enough to kill everyone. I crushed enough to kill every one of them 10 times over, and was about to spoon the dust into the cheese sauce when Victor came up on me quietly. He pressed his thumb hard into my waist. The pestle dropped, clanging against the pot. He dragged me into the family room where there was a crate for a dog we didn't have anymore. A German shepherd who died before I left. Turn, Casey, he said, his face as unforgiving as the canyon's granite walls. You'd better turn now, or I'm putting you in there as a woman. So I turned. My skin burned as fur popped through my skin. The soft tissue of my body twisted, and brief flashing pain followed by blistering relief, as if every joint had been pulled out of the socket and then fanked back in all at once. I left my weeping free as Maximo's t-shirt and jeans fell to the dirty floor. Victor was crying too as he latched the cage door shut upon me. Within a couple of days, I learned not to chew on the metal bars. They would not yield, and I was tired of the taste of my own bloody gums. Victor leashed me for morning walks at first, until the end of the week, when the boys fell to dissolution and started drinking all day. They weren't eating right either, with nobody to cook regular meals. They were making me witness that. They were falling apart without me. I tried to keep my bathroom in one corner of the cage, afraid to draw attention to myself by whining, afraid Victor would decide to end me. Some days they forgot to feed me, and at the end of the first week my water bowl went dry, and I thought that was how I would die, until Victor stumbled down the stairs in the middle of the night to fill it. Later, with my stomach descended from drinking too much at once, I thought it was time to accept the fact that Cynthia was probably dead, and the tragedy that made me lick all the metal wire bars for punishment. The next night, Victor crumpled to his knees beside the cage, whiskey coming off him like gas fumes. He pointed a gun to my forehead, his eyes empty of love. After a minute, he wiped his nose with the back of his hand and went away. He wasn't going to shoot me that night. Some nights he would, and as miserable as I was, I did not want to die. That was just a taste. Something wild, something watching. You only heard part of the dogs. The rest is on a leash. You'll find Incubate through the link in the dark below. Go fetch.